It's now time for Me and My Roku with host Peter Clay. You've got a lot of courage, YouTube TV.
Incidentally, this is Peter.
So we have a voicemail now from Peter.
Pete, you are not.
Not everybody sounds like Peter Clay.
This is what it's all about, isn't it?
Peter Clay is here today.
Holy crap, it's Peter.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Me and My Roku. I'm your host, Peter Clay. Welcome aboard the podcast where I explain what I do with my Roku in hopes of inspiring others to see what they can do with theirs or whatever streaming device they want. I'm not picky. I just use the Roku because I like it. I have others as well. The only one I haven't tried is the Apple TV. And since I have everything else Apple, it seems a little weird, but that's okay. The Roku has converted me, and I like it very much. Not endorsed or sponsored or anything else like that from Roku. It's just something I enjoy using. And then I come here and I discuss things with you and share them with you. For those who are paying attention, I'm a little early with the podcast, but it's a podcast. It's technically can come out whenever it wants, and that's the beauty of subscribing. And therefore, you just open up and go, "Oh, hey, Pete's back! Wow, that's cool." So, there's this little Independence Day holiday. You know, all these days, every day is like a holiday. It seems like these days through the pandemic, but that's okay. We'll get through this. And seemingly, but I had the office free, so I thought I'd take advantage of it. So I have a few things to get to, so let's get started. Okay, well, there's some things going on that I didn't think could wait about a week and a half or so till the next opportunity I would have to come and get to you. So I thought, well, let me talk about it, and then at least I said it, and then that way when things come around and you're looking around, and go, oh yeah, I remember Pete talking about that. I got an email today from YouTube TV saying, hey, we've reached the 3-year mark of our service, and we want to sincerely thank you for being part of our journey. Today we're adding more of Viacom's CBS family of channels to YouTube TV, including 8 of your favorites. Really? So BET, CMT, Comedy Central, MTV, Nickelodeon, Paramount Network, TV Land, and VH1 are all heading to YouTube TV as of this recording. But the price is going up $15 a month to $64.99. Wow. During a pandemic. So you've got courage, YouTube TV. Deals like this were in the works. Kind of knew about it, rumblings in the background, but until something was said, I wasn't going to bring anything up. And so since I was on a trial of YouTube TV and was rather enjoying it, actually, this came up and I'm just like, wow, you have got... I think this is family friendly. You've got balls, YouTube TV. I got to hand it to you. Just for your courage alone in this time, in these uncertain times, to come out and say, hey, shell out $15 more. We're giving you 8 more channels that probably no one really asked for or really would want to pay. I mean, they're fine channels, but $15 more? There's a lot of it going around. Fubo is finally came in agreement with Disney and adding their channels and FX and Nat Geo, some of the channels they had in the past, but now that they're part of Disney, they need to be renegotiated, and now finally Fubo is going to add ESPN, at least 3, ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN3. So, wow, how about that? So do you think that's going to go up? So Fubo's like, whew, all right. Because everyone's bracing for the impact on that, how much that's going to cost. They're at $54.99 right now for their base price. And Hulu standing tall right now at $54.99. We'll see about that. Now, Disney owns a lot of those channels. Wow. So buckle up, everybody. Lot of stuff out there. And this may be the time to really buckle down, take inventory, and say, what do I want? What do I need? Can I live with on some of these channels, on just the authentication channels, and just deal with all the ads? Do I just live with Pluto? Now, those 8 channels of the Viacom on YouTube TV, remember, Viacom CBS is rearranging all their stuff to be on Pluto TV, CBS All Access, and a Showtime Premium. So like all those channels going to be, I thought a lot of those channels are going to be part of the new CBS All Access. So $60 versus $10? Again, courage. That's a lot of balls, YouTube TV. And Fubo, you did what you had to do. It was the only thing missing in your repertoire, and now you're competitive. So if everyone's around that same price, I guess. But that's the beauty of the Roku, is there's so much out there. Do you really need all that? So all those cable stairs are going out there. Ha ha! See? I told you. Just stick with cable. Hey, it might seem intriguing. If someone is just staying to their last breath on cable, I really don't see an incentive for you to jump off the bandwagon now. On the other hand, you can pick and choose. You can come and go. Every now and then, if you got an extra $65, $70 in your pocket, and say for 1 month, or for a sports season, if we ever get sports back again, then it might be worth it for a month or so. But, you can come and go as you wish. And following up on YouTube TV, we hope YouTube TV continues to be your service of choice, but we also understand that some members may want to cancel their service. All members have the flexibility to pause or cancel anytime. So you have that. For me personally, as part of the Me and My Roku, it's probably a pass. Those are channels that I basically don't need and all that stuff. It's a fine service. It really is. The DVR function is nice. The channels that I do like, but a lot of those channels, I'm going to tell you folks, I know they're a sponsor. Technically, it's an affiliate link, but hey, it's all right. Philo at $20 still. Even if they decide to join the crowd and raise it by $5 to $25, that's still a deal. Sling hanging on total because they Sling. If you got all their stuff, it's around $60 or so in all that stuff. But you can break it down if you want the ESPN or Fox or NBC or anything along those lines. If you want the orange or the blue or anything. It seems like too many choices. But right now, that might be the deal, actually. I have a thing about Sling. It's a fine service, but sometimes it gets a little overwhelming because there's too many choices. But, hey, maybe if I can break them down. So you choose for yourself. And that's the beauty of having a Roku here on Me and My Roku.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Alrighty. Welcome back. So Disney is making some moves that got some people going, what? So what does it mean to the Roku watcher and the Me and My Roku listener type of thing? Nothing, but news is news, and just kind of keep up to date on all these things. So apparently in the UK, Disney just couldn't reach an agreement with its lineup of channels. And so they just said, well, thank you very much, but we're going to take our stuff and put it on Disney Plus in the UK. So that had people speculating, going, oh, they're going to do that with everything and just put everything on Disney Plus. And here I would imagine it would be Hulu myself, but just keep your ears to the ground and just kind of be aware that some things may change a lot. Now, myself personally, I think it was just one initial deal, and they just thought, well, hey, we'll show you type of thing. We're Disney. I don't see that happening here because why would then Disney make a deal with Fubo then after all these years? So I think there's still a place for some of their channels on some of the other networks and to show that they're not just in cahoots with the Hulu and there's no antitrust or anything like that. So I do not foresee anything. So, but just let you know that people are going to be talking and chit-chattering and all that stuff. And so you now at least have a little bit more information. You can go, yeah, well, I heard it from Pete and he doesn't think there's anything of it. So there you have it. Pluto TV, speaking of them, if you're just not wanting to fork over for some of these services, Pluto during the month of July is 31 marathons in 31 days. Anything from Walker, Texas Ranger to Star Trek to RuPaul. You name it, they've got it. So they're going to have a marathon. So once again, Pluto is just going away. So, hey, totally free if you can handle the ads, which for the most part is pretty good. So that is that here on Me and My Roku. Okay, kids, gather around. Keep your distance still, but come a little closer so we can have a little chit-chat and talk about things and how we can support things around here. As always, I thank and I love the Internet Archive at archive.org. Check them out today. During the pandemic, there are several ways to support them. If you want to do it financially, you may make a donation. If not, they are asking that you just use their service. And I encourage you just to go to archive.org and check it out. Anywhere from the 78 records that they're trying to recover and digitize and preserve for all to enjoy forever and ever, to just preserving the internet in general. They're scraping and all that stuff. You look up any website that's ever been, they've got it in the Wayback Machine. Books and old PBS shows and everything, that Grateful Dead concerts, a whole bunch of things to explore there. It's like the world's largest library. Imagine walking into a library and just trying to find information. They've got it there, and they also provide the bandwidth for this podcast and all the podcasts I've done since 2005. And they haven't really asked me to do this, and I just do it anyway because I appreciate and love them very much. So check it out today at archive.org. Lots of things going on here as well. Again, if you wanted to make a donation, you could. But again, just spread the love and just tell everyone that you listen to this podcast and subscribe and all those things and send it to your friends and all that good stuff too. That's always a good thing. So one, spread the love of the Internet Archive, spread the love of this podcast, and virtual high fives abound in everyone. So check out the Internet Archive today at archive.org. Okay. Well, you know, there comes a time and a place when you're desperate enough, you'll try just about anything to try and get something to work. Case in point, I had one of my AirPods. It just wasn't sounding, I wasn't getting enough volume in one of the ears. It was kind of, so one was louder than the other. And so I did a little search, and then I saw one of the things that said, well, try sucking on the AirPod to kind of get anything out of there. And I was, that sounds kind of dumb. But, you know, you want things to work, so you try it, and golly gosh, that worked. Just blew it back into air. And, of course, I sanitized it and all that stuff. So anyway, I was watching Hulu over the last week, and all of a sudden, about halfway through the programmings, it was starting to zoom. It was like all of a sudden, Jennifer Lopez is like right in my face, and we were trying to watch Holy Moly, and Rob Riggle is like right in my face. It kind of ruined the moment. I was trying to join the show, and all of a sudden, I can't watch it. It's all zoom. What do you do? So I'm assuming it was just a Hulu problem. I checked out other things, and everything else was fine and all that stuff. But then I remembered there was that one thing of how to clear the cache on your Roku. Now, I believe I've said it seemed like a lot of work and all that stuff is if you just restarted your Roku. And I did that, and it seemed to work okay. And then about halfway through again, it happened again, just on Hulu. So I figured it was a Hulu problem, and Hulu knows what's going on. I did look on the internet, and it seemed like this was an issue that a lot of people were having. So I figured it was going to fix itself eventually, but darn it, I want to enjoy my shows now. So there comes that moment of weakness, and he goes, oh, should I try it? And again, it sounds like an old Madden trick where you go, so here's how you clear the cache on your Roku. You press home, and then you make sure that the home is highlighted on your screen, on your remote. So hit home, and then make sure it's on home on the highlighted part there. And then on your remote control, you hit home 5 times, then press up, then press rewind twice, and then press fast forward twice. Then don't do anything. Wait about 15 seconds, and then all of a sudden your screen goes whoop, boop, 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 and then it restarts. And golly gosh, it worked. So, I think you actually had to press up twice. I'm not sure on that. It just says up once here. Let me just look here real quick. No, I guess that's right. So home 5 times, up, rewind twice, fast forward twice. And golly gosh, we can enjoy our Hulu now. Whew. Kids, a source that I'm going to, while I'm gone and all that stuff, that you can check out, it's okay. It's the Streaming Advisor at thestreamingadvisor.com. Like cord-cutting news and stuff, I can't tell if they're actually really trying to give you news or just trying to provide space for ads and stuff. But there is some interesting stuff on there. So if you need some instant news type, that's one other source you can use. I just follow it on Twitter, and that's a little easier than the website because the website is gobbed up with ads. But this shows here a little chart here on some of the live TV streaming. So it shows here YouTube TV now at $49.99, but it's going to $64.99. Hulu Unlimited without ads is $64.99. So they're all about in that same ratio. I'm assuming VidGo is going to go. I'm sorry, that Fubo is going to go to $64.99 or so when it gets ABC. So looks like your winner right now is VidGo Core at $39.99. Don't forget about Philo then at $20. Remember, they're a sponsor. Check it out today. Philo.meandmyroku.com. Get 7 days free. There you have it. Disclaimer type of thing there. So there you have that. I don't have any questions today, so I just want to let you know some changes that are going to be going on here at Me and My Roku. Nothing serious on your end. You might notice something sounds different. My mixing board that I've had since 1997, my Radio Shack SSM 100, just it's been on its last legs. It's only can do mono, and now I can't even hear out the headphone jack anymore. So I have another board coming, but it won't be here for another week yet. So, and then I got to experiment and all that stuff, make sure everything sounds good. So I'm going to take about a week or so off. If something emergency comes, I'm still going to be around. So if something comes up, I can use my iPad and I'll come up with something. So just stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'll still be enjoying my Roku, and I'll come up with something. And you can also check out the website at meandmyroku.com. So check that out as well. I have gift cards and stuff like that. That's how I can afford all these different things. I just do different things, and I get gift cards. And one of the things you can check out is swagbucks.radioaffliction.com. And that gets you all ready to go and all that. And if you want to sign up there, that's a good start. That's just one of the things I do, but that's a good way to start, and it's the most consistent one that I've been doing for many years now, and that's how I get gift cards so I can enjoy all this programming that I can report to you. So if you want to help the program that way, that helps too. Also, I want to thank archive.org for their support in providing the bandwidth, and check them out today at archive.org. The best way to support the program right now is just subscribe to the podcast, and then tell other people and subscribe as well. Now, I'm available everywhere. But you ready for the list? Here's the list. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, iHeartMedia, Podbean, and Radio.com. Follow me on Twitter at Radio Affliction. Follow me on Instagram at Pierre Argyle. And if you want to leave a question or comment or anything along those lines, you can email me at meandmyrokupodcast@gmail.com. I hope you are enjoying you and your Roku as much as I'm enjoying me and my Roku. And I hope you're doing well. It's going to seem like a holiday, but it seems like we've been kind of on a holiday here for a while. So enjoy your Independence Day if you're in the United States. If you're not, if you're out there in the world, just hang in there, folks. We're going to get through all of this. So just enjoy your Roku, and things will be just fine. And I'll be back with you real soon.